All right, let's take a look at the pop quiz that we had and take a look at some questions. So employees can elect a salary deduction to fund their 401k plan either before or within a month after compensation is earned. The answer is false, and the reason is it cannot be elected after compensation is earned, but you elect it prior to earning the compensation. So the answer to that is false. Next question, employees can make in-service withdrawal from their 401k plans. Yes, they can. So there's certain circumstances where you're able to make withdrawals from 401k plans. The government recognizes that people would not put their money into 401k plans for their retirement if they were not able in certain circumstances to get it out. So that in-service withdrawals can be made. Employers who are worried about non-discrimination requirements can opt for a safe harbor plan that guarantees compliance. And that is absolutely true. The reason they would use this safe harbor plan is so that they did not have to worry about different testing and worried about non-discrimination. So consequently, safe harbor allows that to happen. So that answer is true. To which of the following pre-retirement distributions will a 10% tax penalty not apply to any amount subject to an ordinary income tax? So we have exceptions to the 10% tax penalty. And again, the government recognizes that there are certain situations where you're going to need the money, and so we won't hit you up with a 10% tax penalty. You'll still be subject to ordinary income tax, but not the penalty. Number one, to purchase a second vacation home? I don't think so. I don't think that's why we put retirement money away. Two, upon the employee's disability, well, that always is the case. Disability in most cases does allow for exceptions. Three, payments that exceed the amount of medical expenses deductible as an itemized deduction for the year. Well, no, it's not that's deducted as itemized, but it's over 10% of adjusted gross income. So that's just something you have to know. And four, upon separation from service after age 55, that is correct. If you're no longer working for your employer after the age of 55, then you may have to pay tax on it, but you won't be subject to 10% penalty. So the answer is 1 and 4. And correction, that was 2 and 4 as the correct answer. Next question, which of the following are true regarding 401k plans? Employees decide how much of their compensation is to be deferred. And that is true. Employees do decide how much to be deferred. Second one was all types of employees can adopt a Section 401k plan. All types? No, governmental entities cannot adopt Section 401k plans. There are other plans they can. And next, Section 401k plans can allow hardship withdrawals. Yes, they can. Those are some of the exceptions. So, therefore, the first and the third, so as it says, A and C is correct. Let's take a look at the next question. Question, last week while driving to work, Mike's car broke down. Called a tow truck, got a ride. From the auto repair shop, Mike learned it'd be $2,000. That was $2,000 more than Mike had. He's considering taking money out of his 401k plan to cover costs of the repair if he does. So here we're talking about an early withdrawal. And Mike just doesn't have $2,000. Do you think that's a hardship or not? I'm not sure I would consider that a hardship. So the first, there'll be no tax or penalty since this is a hardship withdrawal. Well, I don't think I believe that. I don't think it is hardship, is it? You must pay income tax but will avoid the 10% penalty since a hardship. Nah, I don't think, again, that's what the government really thinks about hardship. You need $2,000 for your car. Mike can withdraw $2,000, but he must pay income tax on the amount withdrawn. If he replaces the withdrawn amount within 2 years, he can avoid paying a penalty on the amount withdrawn. Well, nothing about $2,000 and paying it back within 2 years. And Mike cannot withdraw money unless he's 59 and a half, disabled, or unusually high. No, you can draw it. Let's say he separates from work at 55, he can draw it. So that's not true. And here we go. Michael pay tax, 10% penalty for an early withdrawal. He must satisfy requirements to show it qualifies as a hardship. That's the only reason he'd be able to do that. So I don't think it says Michael pay income tax and a penalty, and that this is the correct answer. So I think it's the question of the hardship. So let's look at it this way. Here we go, another question. In a traditional 401k plan, elective deferrals must meet a specified test for non-discrimination. So we're talking about not discriminating against the non-highly paid comp, the lower guys and gals, for the higher paid comp. So a safe harbor test? No. Matching test? No. No actual contribution percentage? No. What it is actual deferral percentage. Notice we have here plan elective deferrals, and there's an ADP, an actual deferral percentage test. That's the correct answer. Next question. Traditional 401k plans can be funded entirely through salary reductions by employees, enabling employers to bear no additional costs for employee compensation. And that answer is true. The 401k plans are set up for the employee to bear the burden, not for the employer. So there's no burden to the employer on the investment, and there's no additional cost for employee compensation. That's why 401k plans are very popular. The employer does not have to contribute. That answer is true. The disadvantages of a 401k plan include, first one, benefits are not an adequate source of retirement income for those entering the plan relatively close to retirement. There's not much time left, is there? So that probably would not be an adequate source of income. So I think that's pretty good. The employer bears the investment risk? Not at all. It's the employee. It's the employee's money. The employer bears no risk. The employer may need to match contributions to avoid having the plan deemed discriminatory? No, that's not true in a 401k plan. It's 100% for the employee's investments. So A and B, well, B is not true. A and C, C is not true. So the answer is A, benefits are not an adequate source of retirement income for those entering the plan relatively close to retirement. A Section 401k plan is advantageous for relatively older workers entering the plan. Well, again, older workers don't have long time to generate and save enough income. Therefore, it's not advantageous for older workers. So the answer to that would be false. A defined benefit plan is beneficial for older workers, but not a basic 401k plan. Next question, only interest and dividends are allowed within an IRA. Other investment income, such as rent, cannot be sheltered in an IRA. A lot of people don't realize this, but you can have self-directed IRAs. And real estate may be one of the largest investments within a self-directed IRA. You can have private lending. You can do lots of things inside of self-directed IRAs, just that most banks and classical IRA custodians do not deal in that. But the answer is false. You certainly can have rents inside of an IRA. Next question, to avoid tax, a distribution of benefits from an employer-sponsored retirement plan must be directly transferred or rolled over to the rollover IRA within 30 days. Now, it's just something you have to know. It's 60 days. So the answer is false. Next question, an IRA owner can loan funds to a related person or business. IRAs are pretty particular about what you can do, and this is absolutely false. You can't have self-dealing with an IRA. Therefore, this is a false. No loans to a related person or a business. No self-dealing. So borrowing from an IRA, well, it's not allowed. That's it. Nothing else. Forget it. Borrowing from an IRA is not allowed. Again, it's described as self-dealing. cannot happen with an IRA. So a traditional IRA, A, allows a couple to set aside money for retirement even if one spouse is not employed. That is correct. Again, the government wants us to set money aside for retirement, so that is true. Has higher contribution limits than an employer-sponsored IRA. That is false. Whether it's a traditional that we contribute or the employer sponsors it, it has the same amount as contribution limits. And the third one is often used as a supplement to employer-sponsored retirement plans, and that is true. Many times an employer will have both what they sponsor along with an additional, where you can have a traditional IRA. So the correct answer is A and C. Well, let's see how we did here. Had a 15, had a fair number of 14s here. That's pretty good. Some 13s, only missed a couple. Down into the 12s. Down into the 11s. Now we're not getting so good. 10s and 9s. 8s. What, 7s would be 50%? What's 60%? 6 times 15 would be 9, so those would be D's. 8, 7, 7, 6, 5s. Someone who didn't take it, we still have 2 other individuals there who have not taken it also. So basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, let's assume a 9 got a D, so 13, I don't know. Got about 10 or so that failed. What's that, 25%? So I'm not sure what to think about that. But there you have the answers to the pop quiz. And you can take a look. And I think you can see the questions you missed. But there you go. There are the results. We'll see you in class. Bye.